Remember, this assignment, you're just doing the even problems on that worksheet. Today we're talking about multiplying polynomials by polynomials. Remember, polynomials are monomials, binomials, trinomials, or any other number of term, right? It could be a 4-term polynomial, a 5-term polynomial. We first multiplied a monomial times binomial. That's what we did in 8-2. And we or 8-1. Then 8-2, we factored those. Today, we're going to be working on basically multiplying binomials. So mostly 2 terms by 2 terms. We need to use the distributive property to multiply all the terms. And we're going to call that double distribution. Sometimes people call that the FOIL method. I'm going to use it double distribution. We're going to multiply everything in one parenthesis by everything in the other parentheses. So once we multiply everything by everything, then we're going to combine all the like terms possible. So you're writing what I've uncovered here. So I think that's to multiply all terms. And then you need to write combine like terms. And then last but not least, you need to write it in standard form. Sorry? Oh. So if you've forgotten what writing in standard form means, that means writing in order from least degree, greatest degree to least degree. So the term with the biggest degree first, and the term with the least degree last. You can remind me, you can use his translator. You remind me, you can use his phone up on the screen if he wants. Alright, and standard form, remember, means writing in order from greatest degree to least degree. So the part that I'm underlining is the part that you're supposed to be adding. So these are the directions from the first section, I think, on your worksheet. It just says simplify each product using the distributive property. We're just multiplying, right?
Sure.
Has everybody caught up with me? Anybody need more time? I know Omar is still writing. Anybody else? Faith's still writing. Shamar's still writing. Give me another few seconds. Taj, you done? Are you still writing? You're good? Armani's still writing. Give me another few seconds. There we go. All right. I can come back at the end. We'll probably have time to come back at the end. So we're going to start with example 1. So our steps just say, use your distributive property to multiply all the terms. So what that means is we're going to take this b, and we're going to multiply it by everything in the second parentheses. So b times b, b squared.
Oh.
And then b times the other term in that parentheses, b times 1 is just, yeah, 1b, but we'll say just write the b, right? Now, we didn't multiply anything by the -2 yet, right? So now we're going to take that -2 and we're going to multiply it by everything in that second parentheses. So we're using the distributive property, but we're using it twice. That's why I call it a double distribution. Sam, come on, sit up and work with us. is minus 2b, and negative 2 times 1 is minus 2.
Yeah.
So we use the distributive property. Now we're going to combine all the like terms. Well, remember the like terms, same variable with the same exponent. So there are no other variables with an exponent of 2. So we're going to bring that down. This is b to the first and b to the first. So we can combine those, and that is 1 minus 2b, which is going to give us minus 1b, but we just write the b, remember. And then the constant, we don't have any other constant, so we bring it down. So now we're going to check and make sure it's in standard form.
Yeah.
Standard form means greatest degree to least degree, or the degree for each term would be the sum of the exponents and the variables. So the degree here would be 2, the degree here would be 1, and the degree here would be 0. So this is actually in standard form. So we don't have to do anything to that. So that is the final answer. B squared minus b minus 2. We've simplified that expression. So go ahead and try this one. X times x and x times 5. We take that x and multiply it by everything in that parentheses. We used the distributive property one time. We distributed that x to everything in the other parentheses. Now we're going to let this 6 also is to get multiplied by everything. So now we're going to use the distributive property for there. So that's what we call the double distribution. So 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 5 is 30. So these middle terms are like terms, but they have an x to the power of 1. Nothing to combine with the x squares, no other constant. Say it again.
11x.
Yes, very good. So it's going to be x squared plus 11x plus 30. Degree of 2, degree of 1, degree of 0. So it's in standard form.
Yeah.
Most of the time, y'all, they're going to be in standard form already. But that is something to check, especially if it looks wonky. If the variable is first and the constant is last in a binomial, when you distribute, it's going to put them in standard form. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead here, example 3. And that's the example number, not part of the problem. So it's 2t times t and 2t times negative 5. Would be, yes, 2t squared
Plus,
positive 2 times negative 5, so it's a negative, let's say minus 10t. Now we've got to multiply that second term by everything, so negative 7 times t.
negative 17.
Good. And then negative 7 times negative 7 on your calculator, 7 negative button times 5 negative button, positive 35. So now the middle terms are the ones we need to combine, usually when we're doing binomial times a binomial.
Minus 17t.
Very good. Minus 17t plus 35, and that's your final answer. On your homework, the directions say simplify each table using each product using a table. I don't want you to use a table. So on your assignment where it says that, we're going to scratch out using a table. We're not going to use a table. We're just going to practice the distributed property again.
We'll cross out all 6 of those.
We're not crossing out the problems. We're just going to do them this way. We're still doing the problems. Good clarification. So you guys can go ahead and do this one on your own. You guys go ahead and do this one on your own. I'll draw your arrows, and then you guys see if you can do it. So the first term by everything in the second parentheses, second by everything in the second parentheses. Most of the time, when you multiply two terms by two other terms, you're going to get a trinomial. Most of the time. Most of the time when we do it. But there are going to be some times when we're not. Example 4, we are going to get a trinomial. What is 3z times 7z?
21z squared.
Good. And 3z times negative 5?
Negative 15z.
Perfect. Negative 4 times 7z?
Negative 28z.
Good. And negative 4 times negative 5?
Negative 20.
Plus positive 20. Yep. So now you'll see these are the only like terms. We're going to combine those again. Negative 15 minus 28, that's negative or 43 or minus 43z plus 20. And that's our final answer. So example 5 is what we call a special product. When we multiply it, and I think you'll see what we're talking about. So let's go ahead and do it. The 7h times the 7h and 7h times negative 6. Then you're going to do 6 times 7h and 6 times negative 6. I'm going to give you a head start, then we'll work behind you. Sydney, you writing what I'm writing? What is 7h times 7h? Aiden, can you tell me?
49.
49 what?
H and then 1.
H times
oh,
H.
2.
Yep, exponent of 2. And 7h times negative 6?
42.
Negative 42, right? Don't forget to use your calculator. So 7 times 6 in the negative button, so negative 42h. Now we're distributing the second one, 6 times 7h, that's positive 42h. And then 6 times negative 6? Negative 36. So now, this is one of those special ones that's going to look different. Normally a binomial times a binomial, we get a trinomial. What is negative 42 plus positive 42? Yeah. So those are going to simplify to 0. So our final product is 49h squared minus 36. So once in a blue moon, you're going to get one, a binomial times a binomial. The product is a binomial, but it's not very often. That is what we call a special product. So you'll see here, everything looks the same except one is addition and one is subtraction. Let's go ahead and draw a rectangle and label it with the dimensions that they talk about here. Oh, that's a circle, not a rectangle. So you guys draw a rectangle in your notes. And it says as a length of x plus 2 and a width of 2x plus 3. So a rectangle, this is the width and this is the length, wants us to find an expression that represents the area of the rectangle and write it in simplest form. What is the formula for the area of a rectangle? Anybody remember?
Length times width.
Very good. Length times width. Shamari, are you following along with us, buddy? Supposed to be writing. We drew a rectangle down here in example 6. We wrote the formula for the area of a rectangle. We labeled it. Alright? So now, if this is the length and this is the width, we're multiplying those, right? So the area of this rectangle is x plus 2 times 2x plus 3. So now we're going to do everything exactly the same as we did when it wasn't a word problem. This gets distributed to everything here. And this gets distributed.
Is that 13? Is that a 13? No, it's a 12.
It's a 3. See up here, it's a 3. So then 2 times 2x and 2 times 3. So the first term is distributed everything in the second parentheses. The second term is distributed everything in the second parentheses. So we're going to start off with 4 terms. Binomials we're going to combine our like terms here. So this is 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. And this is inches, so area is in inches squared. So length would just be in inches. Area would be inches squared. Volume, remember, would be inches cubed. So that represents the area of that rectangle with those dimensions. If we knew what x was, we could plug it in here and we'd know the area of that rectangle. Any questions?
Can you do some homework problems?
Yes, I will do some homework problems. Let me get it pulled up on my computer. My board is a little finicky today. So right now we will do some of the homework problems. We're going to do the even ones. So you guys look through them, see which ones you want us to do. We've got a bunch, so I don't mind doing them. Okay, no. All right, guys, so which ones do you want to do? Pick a problem and we'll do it. You guys are doing the even ones, remember? Anything divisible by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, blah, 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 right? All right, looking through, is one you want me to work with you guys? All right, so we're going to start with 6 and then we'll do 14. So, you got your worksheet out. We're on number 6. If you do not want to follow along with us, you can work ahead because now we're just working on homework together. But you have to be either following along with us or working on your own. So 3x times 5x is?
15x squared.
Very good. 3x times negative 3 is?
Negative
9x, right? 3x's times 3. Now we have 1 times 5x. 1 times anything is just that number, so that's 5x. 1 times negative 3 is minus 3. Binomial times binomial, we're going to start out with 4 terms, and we're going to combine those middle terms. So it's going to be 15x squared minus 4x minus 3, right? So the first term and the last terms are going to stay the same most times, and the middle terms are going to combine. We're going to do 14 next, Aiden, is that right? So x times 2x.
What?
X times 2x.
Oh, 2x squared.
Good, 2x squared. X times 3. We got 3 x's, it's just plus 3x. Negative 3 times 2x. Negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6. We've got to have that x there. Negative 3, this was from here to here. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. You see it?
Yeah.
Alright, that part's a little bit confusing. Alright, so now combine this part. So 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. Let's go ahead and cross out this FOIL method thing. We're doing them all the same. We're just going to distribute all of them. No sense in doing anything else. This is the easiest way to do them. Technically, we are doing FOIL. We're just not going to call it that.
And that's the answer.
That is the answer. 2x squared minus 3x minus 9. You looking at another one? What do you want to do?
Pick a 21.
24.
20. Yeah, we're only doing the even ones, Aiden. So 24?
No, I was just saying pick a number in the 20s.
Oh, good. Okay. Good thought. 7z times 4z is?
28.
Yeah. Coefficient times coefficient. So 7 times 4 is 28. Z times z. We add the exponents. Z to the first times z to the first is z squared. 7z times negative 6. Good. Negative 6 times positive 7. Negative 42. We can't forget the z. Now we have 3 times 4z plus 12z. 3 times negative 6 minus 18. Once again, the first term and the last term are, we don't have any like terms to combine them, but the middle terms are both have z to the first power. So negative 42 plus 12 on your calculator, 42 negative button plus 12, and that's going to simplify to negative 24, right? So 28t squared minus 24z minus 18. Keep them coming. We'll keep working up until we start to pack up. We got about 3 more minutes. 22 it is. B times B?
B squared.
Yes, remember b to the first times b to the first. You add those exponents. That's our shortcut. B times negative 11?
Negative B, I mean negative 11B.
Negative 11b. So the coefficient on that b is 1. 1 times negative 11 is negative 11. And we have to keep our b.
Yeah.
Negative 5 times b, same thing. Negative 5 times positive 1. Yes, very good. Negative 5b. Negative 5 times negative 11. Negative times a negative is a positive 55. Now we're going to combine our middle terms here.
Yeah.
So it's b squared minus 16b plus 55. What, got some on the back page? You guys want to do any on the back page?
Yeah.
You want to do number 28?
Yeah. We're doing this on
Okay, what is the surface area of the cylinder to the right? Write your answer in simplified form. I don't think we're going to do that one. Let's cross that one. That one's going to take too much time. Surface area is a whole lesson in and of itself, which you were taught in 7th grade, but it's, even for me, it's too much for today. Right? I know. Nope, you can cross out 28. We won't do that one.
You cross out 32?
Not 32. Mm-mm.
Ah. 34.
Yeah, so let's do one of these that has a binomial times a trinomial because we did not do one of those. I would rearrange that. So it's 3x minus 4 first, 2x squared plus 2x minus 6 second. And now we're really going to do triple distribution. Guys, I need y'all to stop talking at least. If you're not going to follow along, at least don't talk while I'm talking. 6x squared. I'm sorry, that's 6x cubed, isn't it?
Yeah.
6x cubed plus 6x squared. I'll work this one. If you have a question on it, you can watch the video. So the last one I'll put in the video. It'll be at the end of the video. But I need y'all not to be talking. And minus 18x.
I did good. They
Negative 8x squared minus 8x plus 24. Aiden, you see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I can.
Alright, so that's the only one of those I have. I've got x squares and x squares here. X's and x's here. And the only constant I have is there. So if you have a question, you can look at the video for that one because I know y'all were packing up, not paying attention.